It's Wednesday, July 31st, and from WBHM News, I'm Richard Banks with today's top stories. More than 250,000 people have lost Medicaid coverage in Alabama over the past year. According to a new report from the Alabama Medicaid Agency, more than 22,000 people lost coverage in May alone, the latest figures available. In total, that's an almost 20% drop from enrollment at its peak last year. Last June, the agency began purging its rolls following the expiration of COVID-related federal protections. Alabama is one of only 10 states that has not expanded Medicaid to cover low-income adults. Such an expansion would allow coverage of an estimated 300,000 individuals in the state. Former State Representative John Rogers now faces 13 months in federal prison. Rogers, a Democrat from Birmingham, was charged with conspiracy and obstruction of justice in a kickback scheme involving $400,000 in public funds. The sentencing bucked an earlier plea agreement with federal prosecutors that would have allowed Rogers, now 83 years old, to serve his sentence at home. Rogers' lawyers expressed concerns about his various medical conditions, but the judge said yesterday it was important that Rogers, as an elected representative, serve his time in prison. And a lawsuit continues with families of Alabama prisoners saying bodies of loved ones were returned with internal organs missing. A Montgomery judge held a brief status conference yesterday in the case. Families said their loved ones had undergone autopsies after dying in state custody and have filed lawsuits against the commissioner of the Alabama Department of Corrections and the University of Alabama system, including UAB, where at least some of the autopsies were performed. UAB has said that ADOC was responsible for obtaining proper authorizations for the autopsies and that it does not harvest organs. UAB holds WBHM's broadcast license, but our news and business departments operate independently. You'll find more news anytime at WBHM.org. You can also hear local newscasts during WBHM's broadcast of Morning Edition and the afternoons, All Things Considered. That's each weekday on 90.3 WBHM Birmingham.